What happens when an audio company makes a Bluetooth IEM without actually making a Bluetooth IEM? Well, it looks something like this. Shibo is the term the Japanese use for the texture of crumpled paper or leather, and it's just one of the things that I absolutely love about the design of the Final Audio ZE3000. Now, the case itself is fairly compact, but it's also tapered on every single side to make it a little more pocketable. The earphones inside have this really striking design that might seem a little alien, but they're actually designed to secure themselves in your ear at 3 different points: the ear tips to your ear canal, and the body to both the outer part of your concha as well as this triangle bit that sticks out here. The idea being, if the weight is distributed at 3 different points equally, then the device should all but disappear in your ears. This design, along with the fact that both the case and the earbuds are made from this really lightweight resin, makes this one of the most comfortable wearing earphones I've used in quite a while. It is a fantastic example of how design can cater to both form as well as function. And when it comes to features, it looks like they've just dropped a Qualcomm 3040 chipset and called it a day. So it has everything that comes with that chipset: AptX support, microphone noise cancelling, the ability to use one earbud at a time, and fast pairing, and that's pretty much it. There's no noise cancelling, there's no equalization. Heck, there isn't even an app that comes along with it. Now, it does have touch controls, and the touch area is large enough and responsive enough that it works fine, but there is no customizability. The only other feature really is a set of 3 LEDs, one on the case and one on each earbud. They glow red, amber, and green. Now, you would think that would be battery level for low, medium, and heavy. Except, weirdly, anything from 10% battery to 99% battery makes the LEDs glow amber. It only glows green for absolute 100% and red for less than 10%. So you can only really tell if it's completely charged or almost completely drained. For everything in between, you'd have to resort to the pull down menu on your phone. But that's okay. I don't mind a minimalist approach to features as long as they do what they're supposed to do. Just like I really don't mind when you hit that subscribe button. This is an audio first company. How does it sound? Well, to help us, they've actually provided a frequency response chart on their website, but pinch of salt here, of course they've fudged it a little to make it seem a little flatter than it actually is. Look closely though, and you'll see an 8 to 9 decibel boost in the mid bass as well as the highs, and that makes it a very clear V-shaped frequency response curve. Question is, did they do it right? Unfortunately, the ZE3000 suffers the same fate as most IEMs that have a mid-bass boost that just doesn't know when to give up. Meaning you've got nice, heavy, punchy bass lines, but if you're listening to heavier tracks with low frequency male vocals, then you're going to hear a bit of mud. Similarly, in the highs, that 8 to 9 decibel boost might be a little too ambitious, because on certain tracks, especially with female vocals or a lot going on in that frequency range, I found it to be peaky, sometimes even sibilant at the higher volumes. To their credit though, unlike a lot of tech companies that attempt Bluetooth IEMs, the sound never gets harsh, and there's definitely a feeling that the people who are doing this kind of knew what they were doing. Now, soundstage and imaging are fairly standard for an IEM, although, again, with heavier tracks, because of that mid-bass bump, it can sound a bit congested. And there is an underlying feeling through it all that the sound, no matter the frequency range, is a little bit thin. My guess is that's because of the slightly over-ambitious high-frequency boost. I've got to give it to them though, with that AptX codec, there is a fair bit of detail that does come through, and unless you're listening to heavy tracks, the sense of detail along with soundstage and imaging are really not that bad. I will say though that the Final Audio ZE3000, along with the provided silicone ear tips, are fantastic at passive noise isolation. These ear tips are not only very comfortable, they isolate more noise than the AKG N400 does with active noise cancellation. And if you have some foam tips lying around, slap them on and it'll get quieter still. I get the distinct impression that the ZE3000 had the ability to become an outstanding sounding IEM, but it's just let down by its tuning. Overall though, I'd say the Final Audio ZE3000 is a beautiful example of striking design that can cater to both form and function. And that design, combined with the very comfortable silicone ear tips that provide excellent passive isolation, actually have the makings of a great IEM. Now, the feature set, although minimal, works as advertised, and the battery life, you get up to 6 hours with AptX on at 80% volume, and that is pretty good in my book. So it has all the makings of a really good Bluetooth Bluetooth IEM, but where Final Audio should have come through was the sound quality. And while it's not the worst thing I've heard, I get the feeling that it has the potential to be so much better. Of course, now the question is, as light and comfortable as these are, can they compete with something that has a hole in it? Stay tuned for that review and maybe consider subscribing. Till next time, stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Namaste. This is a mic quality check for the Final Audio ZE3000. Quiet conditions, a little bit of air conditioning, not much else going on. Now here's some cafe sounds, really, really loud. There you have it. This is my voice through the ZE3000 with cafe sounds playing louder than I should be playing it at this time of the night. So I'm going to stop now. What do you think? Comment down below and hit that like button.